only does what it's built to, and programs only do what they're told, which means somebody did something wrong. And since that person is not against a wall with a gun, and it all has to do with politics. Because at one point, the military wanted a bunch of software, and they make a software. And said, "No, what if we make something bad?" And it goes, "Fine, we'll change the law. Any software that causes a problem, all you can do is get back the price of the software, no matter what it does to you." If you check, that's how the law works about software. So imagine that limit on liability if it was doctors. Well, sorry, we screwed up your leg, but you can only get back the price of the surgery. Yeah, I don't know. But they made this when software was either for really high-end things or small parts of life. Now it's all of our life, and it can ruin everything in your life. By the way, I'm not a paranoid old fart. Go check this out.
He is the type of person that, if you've ever worked in tech support, you absolutely hate.
Oh, yeah. I know.
18 months ago, my rig crashed and I almost lost my job over it.
Okay, so you're live.
We're live.
You're live. So we're going to share the new link with your live.
Yay! So we're going to share a new link, and it's going to be for the whatchamacallit?
Facecast or whatever?
Yeah, Facecast. Wait, no, this is Facecast. For YouTube.
Okay. How many nose hairs can you see on Thomas's nose?
I comb them back every once in a while. Just push them back. We are live.
And he rolls right in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nerd Pub. I am one of your hosts. I am Thomas Williford, also known as Jersey Thor. This.
I'm Jay. I'm a photographer, all sorts of other fun stuff.
Also known as
the introvert.
Yes. And this
is the beard with an idiot attached to it.
Yes, otherwise known as Taylor. Taylor will eventually try to turn every conversation into something about swords.
Or David Bowie.
David Bowie. So, actually, I think I want to introduce our guest from England.
Oh, guest from England!
Louise. You're on. Now I'm going to have to get rid of one of you.
Louise! I'm sorry.
Actually, she'll fit here.
I was asking about.
She's tiny and compact.
Cool.
It
By the way,
fits
that's the
into-
camera, not this one.
So we're looking at that, not this.
Looking at that camera. This is just making you self-conscious. That is actually the one that's terrifying.
Yeah, great.
So this is Louise. She is here from England. She arrived just yesterday. She has interned for me a few times and basically started a business at home, partly from what she's learned from me and other people she has worked for.
She's an important nerd.
Yes, important nerd. My business is called The Adventurers Exchange. You can find it on Facebook. It is very, very new. I just made my Facebook page 2 months ago. So very early days, but we're getting there.
So you've done a couple shows, conventions over here with me and other people and stuff like that, and conventions over in England.
Yeah.
What do you see as the big difference?
Well, it depends on the convention because, there's definitely a difference in the steampunk market. We have a whole different style of steampunk in the UK. We go for a more historically accurate representation, whereas in America it's much more whimsical. In England we've very much embraced the macabre and the goth in our steampunk. So ours is a bit darker and a bit more creepy and disturbing, and whereas I would say American steampunk is much more over circus and performance and playful.
Well, you actually had Victorian England.
Well, we actually had Victorian England. We have the history to look at and go well, shit, most people were poor and starving, and so we pretend to be rich because none of us are rich right now.
And it's a lot of fun. So I go to the English ones, and other Americans will come over and be like, no, you're doing this wrong. And I just hide. I'm suddenly become Ash from Army of Darkness. I'm not even with these assholes. don't even know these assholes because I'm like, no, I'm not one of those. We
But,
have a little clock telling us because we're only on for an hour.
but our UK conventions, we have some pretty amazing conventions. We have the Film and Comic Con, which is across the country in the UK, and we have our different ones, and so ours tend to be smaller, but our country's smaller, our venues are smaller, so we don't get the massive venues like you do at San Diego or New York or things like that. But one of the biggest ones we get, like our main convention thing, our biggest one in the UK is always held at Wembley or in somewhere in London, and they always end up really amazing. The costumes you get there are fantastic. We put just as much soul and love into our cons, and we've ended up starting to feed off the American conventions, and it's like the Ren Fairs here have started and inspiring us back in the UK. So we have an event that comes up every year called Sword Punk, because that's a big
Wait, called what?
Sword Punk.
Oh dear God!
That's-
Please no! Don't no!
So we have Ren Fairs is a fantastic example, because in the UK for many, many years, I've been to so many since I was a child. Ren Fairs in the UK are like historical reenactments. So they are like, what's it called? The SCC?
SCA.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
SCA.
Society
I
for
kind of-
Chronic Alcoholics.
I kind
We
of
have
threw up
Society
in
for
my mouth.
Consenting Adults.
Yes. But so our Ren Fairs in the UK are a lot more like the SCA, and they're much more historically accurate. And I went to my first American Ren Fair back in October with fireworks and an absolute bastardization of our entire history and lore, and bringing in Ophelia in to curse Henry VIII to fall in love with King Louis's wife, and the switch up.
Welcome to America.
Yes. And it was the best experience. It was like medieval Disneyland.
That's a pretty accurate
That's for the
description.
PA Ren Fair. That's
Yeah.
really.
I've never been so happy to have my culture insulted.
We also
Glad
ironically
to-
enough, because I was stationed in Germany long before you were ever born, and I actually attended a Ren Fair that was actually held in a medieval castle, and we were doing an SCA demo outside of it.
Yeah.
So one of the coolest things is I get what you're saying. It's much more historically accurate, and if you're doing any kind of Ren Fair type thing, if you're actually camped outside of a medieval castle in armor with a full bonfire with lots of alcohol, you almost feel like you slipped back in time.
Oh yes.
There's one in Holland that was like that, Utrecht. It's in Utrecht. And I can't remember the name of the event. I went there for 3 years in a row. Had an incredible time. It was just so cool. Just bang, bang, bang. And they had, you could buy mead in these little bottles with a long neck. And everyone bought these mead bottles. And you spend a fortune doing that. But if you stay the night, you hear this music. So you go by the fire, and they have these jerry cans. I'm not kidding. They look like gasoline cans, 5-liter gasoline cans, filled with mead. And it's free. And it's cold.
We very much
Well, the
like
mead's
drinking.
warm, and there's not a lot else to do. So you end up drinking just copious quantities of mead.
So what we're saying is expand your horizons and travel.
Yes. Drinking is a cornerstone
I keep
of
staring
British
at this.
culture.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh yes. Because you are. I'm doing the same thing.
Just because you're enamored with your own business.
Drinking is a cornerstone of British culture. We have binge drinking down to an art form, especially from where I'm from, which is the northeast of England, where we drink to fight off the cold. And then
Wasn't
run
the
around
drinking age like 16 at one point?
for a while, yeah. Now it's 18.
Oh yes, 18.
Oh, but you can drink over 14 as long as you are in the
Basically,
company of your parents.
As long as your chin comes above the bar, they'll put a drink in front of it.
Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
I'm eating while we're casting because if you're going to be a nerd
We're in a nerd
pub,
pub. By the way, our nerd pub serves good food. See?
It is amazing food.
Burgers the size of a small baby's head.
that's got an egg on it.
It's got an egg on it. One of my favorites.
Oh, I remember when I had one with
Are you eating fries with mayo?
Yes.
How terribly British of you.
Actually,
No,
I picked that up from Germany.
German.
Yeah.
It's very
No,
European.
it's not an English thing. We think it's weird.
Really? Because
Yes.
Some people do it.
My-
but
my
it's not
British
an English
ex
thing.
loved it.
We do it with ketchup.
Yeah.
Mayo is the unusual thing.
well, my
The
British accent
French
was
love it.
it was either mayo or malt vinegar.
Well, your British ex doesn't actually live in England.
Not for a long time now. But she would literally like take shots of malt vinegar.
Oh no, that's quite normal. I mean, the idea is you get your fish and chips and you drown it so much in vinegar. It's basically soup.
So I drank a half a cup of vinegar once, just to prove I thought I was really cool, and it was horrible.
Is there a reason you do anything else?
Now,
Is
well,
that in Whitby?
that was a Whitby. That was a Whitby.
Whitby is where we met.
Yes, we met at the Whitby Gothic Festival in Whitby, England. Incredible event.
Which has a steampunk infection, is the gospel.
It is. Well, it used to be a Gothic event, and then steampunk came in, and there was a huge row against with the
because
steampunks. And
yeah, and now there's now a Whitby steampunk event twice a year, going off the fame of the Goth Weekend. And it's one of the longest running goth festivals in the UK.
oh, it's like 30 years now. It's
25, I think.
25? And I went to like the second one, and I kept going.
Is that where you met Mark?
No, I met Mark Donnelly in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I was living in Pittsburgh.
but Mark has done Whitby. There's a few people
Oh, yeah.
over here.
He used to
that
live in
do
Whitby.
Yeah, he owns land in Durham, which is a stone's throw away from
And
where I come from.
Mark invited me, you got to come to this event, because I was over in England anyway. And I started going, and it was pretty cool. And the people running it were good friends of mine, but they kind of didn't like the fact that I helped bring steampunk there. But I wasn't,
Yeah,
what's the
you
term?
are responsible.
I am
It's your fault.
responsible. Well, but I wasn't a dick about it.
No, you weren't.
Oh,
But
but other people were.
there is a divide between the Goths and the
Fry
Steampunks.
tax.
Right. Back in the Whitby Goth Weekend, the Goths referred to the Steampunks as brown Goths.
Yes.
Because back in the UK, there's not much difference inspiration-wise. It's just gone in a different direction in terms of creativity.
That's not inaccurate.
It's not inaccurate, especially back in England, where that there was, for example, at the last time I went to the Whitby Steampunk Weekend, there was an amazing woman who made jewelry and decoration out of animal bones.
Oh, yeah.
So now I have a tiny little jar of mouse bones for a necklace.
Aw.
But that's a fantastic example of steampunk has come up from a different place. And it's come up from a different era. And
You guys are kind of Edgar Allan Poe. We're more like Jules Verne.
yes, that's a fantastic example. And it's,
Which is weird.
Jules Verne's from England and Edgar Allan Poe's from Maryland.
Yeah.
which is it should be the other way around, but it's like we go for the depressed macabre, everyone's going to die.
Europe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Jules Verne.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are friends.
Yes.
I read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea like at age 6. I should know that.
Now, the funny thing is, the reason I asked her about the differences is she is pretty well versed, because we've dragged her to a lot of events over here, including driven all the way across country to Arizona. Wild West Con.
And a fantastic example of the difference is we have a convention very similar to Wild West Con back in the UK. It's Beamish, which Thomas might know about Beamish. And basically, Beamish is if you have ever been to Wild West Con and you've ever been to anything like that, where Wild West Con, in case you don't know, is all set in Old Tucson, which used to be a filming studio back for the spaghetti westerns. And
They still do something.
they still do
Yeah.
stuff. Like Wild Wild West was filmed there, and I believe wasn't Back to the Future 3 filmed there?
Yeah, part of it. Yeah.
Part of
Back
it
to the Future
was
3, and it's still used
Blades
as
and
a film
Saddles.
set. And we have, but when it's not being used as a film set, it's an open air museum to represent like how things were the Wild West. And we have something very similar back home called Beamish. This is in the northeast of England. And it is an entire small town with a church, a school, a whole lake. It's got a mill. It's got a town with houses you can go and look in. And it's like a preserved Victorian England with actors that go around dressed up in costume. And now recently, in the past, I think it started about 5 years ago, there's now a big steampunk convention. There's a few of them that happen every year at Beamish, which has very much the same immersive feel, where you are surrounded with Victorian buildings, Victorian culture, everything. You can go to the sweet shop and buy sweets made in the traditional Victoria way.
Without washing your hands or anything. It's really great.
Because we don't like hygiene back in England. We're all filthy and have bad teeth.
Eddie's got somebody asked a question or something, right? You, Eddie.
I have a few questions. I just a few.
Oh, we're gonna field a couple
Go ahead,
questions.
Some of them pertain. I think some of them pertain to movies, and then they're asking about scooters.
They're asking about what?
Scooters. Oh,
Oh no! And we were worried about
Thomas, this vehicle's
I haven't-
and we were worried about me.
She was there when I got my first scooter.
That was a terrifying experience.
Oh, yeah. Going out to a crazy old guy with a mail order bride.
Oh,
Literally, it was a mail order bride.
And then
I'm not
he
making-
invited us down to the basement to see the scooter.
Yeah, not the garage. Although he had some weird stuff in the garage too, some old trucks and stuff like that. And I had to pick up the scooter and move it.
Thankfully, it turned out that his basement was just a second garage.
Yeah, just second garage.
Yes.
But
So what was the question?
Um,
Let's field the Louise
Yeah.
one first.
yes,
from Darren. I hope I say that right. Darren Bailu. How is the new scooter?
oh, how's the new scooter? Oh,
I told him that you were thinking of doing a cafe racer.
yes, I'm going to do it as a cafe racer, but I'm doing it in British Racing Green, which is this really cool shade of green with some white and yellow stripes on it, stuff like that. So it's going to be
It's a very distinctive
Yeah.
color. Yeah.
and it's going. They call them cafe racers because they park in front of cafes and they can't really race that well. They're not that fast. These
and,
are.
and Thomas is currently wishing he was back in the UK because there has been a rise in the mod again.
Yeah, the mod
And
thing
so
is.
there is lots of people driving around London because I'm still in the north of England, but I live in London, and there's so many people who drive around London in their mod suits with their vintage scooters, all polished up and shiny. And Thomas is dying for scooter porn right now. I send him pictures constantly just to keep him
Oh yeah.
placated.
Oh yeah. Don't you know? Sorry.
Ouch! Attacked!
Eddie's from the Midwest. But no, the new
And
scooter.
the other question is from Chris Art.
Oh yeah.
What is the airspeed velocity of a laden African swallow?
There is no chasm.
You know what's really
Wait,
funny?
wait. What
You know
is it
what's really
carrying?
funny?
It doesn't say.
See,
They're what's funny is this is of course a Holy Grail reference.
yes, of course, which is
So
a cornerstone of British nerd culture.
a laden sparrow,
Swallow.
swallow, a laden swallow carrying what it is capable of carrying.
Specifically the African.
Yes. Oh yeah. I know. The
Because
African.
is it African or European?
The
We
African
already
one
said
is
African.
different. Yes. They actually did calculations on this. It came to like 25 miles an hour. And now I could look it up and find the
But it-
actual, but somebody did this.
But it depends on what.
No,
what
the
the
maximum
swallow-
amount it can carry and still fly.
Okay.
How to
That's,
open a
that's
debate?
like that.
How to open a
slap-
debate for where a bunch of nerds mention anything Monty Python.
See, I'm not.
Yeah,
I liked it.
nerd is
I watched
definitely
it.
fueled
I'm not
by-
into it.
So
Monty
nerd,
Python.
the
What?
early nerd.
Done.
Oh no, it is amazing though. It's you
It
can't.
was amazing.
You can't.
40 years ago when I saw it, it was fan freaking tastic. Loved it.
You can't be British
you
and not
will-
like Monty
you-
Python.
you
Monty
will-
I don't
Python's
dislike it.
Blackadder
I
and-
don't. I liked it. It's just okay. I have a very good memory. Is the problem. So I'm like, okay, I remember this. Yay! I don't need to see it again right now.
My drink is empty.
Well, you'll have to
Well,
wait.
you can give me some
head,
water at the
Ron.
same time. That'd be nice.
So.
What do I look like? A waiter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are a waiter.
Yes,
day job.
I literally am. That's what I do.
You are, and now I'm waiting for my
I
water.
had to get the last one. This one's Yogo's.
I will return momentarily, dear audience
So-
of ours.
So we've got like 3 minutes before we get rid of you.
And is there any other questions like aimed towards me or anything before I have to run off?
Actually, I'm gonna. One of the things I wanted to do with this is I want to go on about our next convention that you're gonna help me get ready for,
Yes.
which is Wild Wild West Con.
Which I was there last year with you.
Yeah, she was there, and she's not able to go this year.
Where you gonna?
Just timing, money, all that type of stuff.
Uh,
So- Wild Wild West Con is the most immersive, one of the best steampunk conventions,
It's the best one I've been to in the States.
and it's
No.
nothing. It doesn't mean other conventions are bad or anything like that. It's just it's hard to beat. You're there and
You
everywhere
are-
you turn.
You are surrounded. You're entirely immersed in the environment, and there is a lot of margaritas.
And then the steam train goes by,
yes.
and then the horses and the cowboys, and the steampunk cars, and all the just constant movement of, oh wow, and everyone brings their finest costumes because you've got this background, this incredible background to do it. So Wild Wild West Con is this year somewhere around the second weekend, March 8th or something like that. Whatever, I
It
can't
is.
see
It's
it.
the second weekend of March.
Yes, and I'm going to be there. So if you're at Wild Wild West Con, come over, say hi, all that stuff. She's not coming. She was unworthy. I'm sorry.
I wasn't unworthy. It was just a case of the planning didn't work out. We tried our best to get me there, and I'm very sorry I'm missing it this year. I've been trying to get there all year, but sometimes things don't work out. I will definitely be trying to get back there next year, though.
And I don't fit in the overhead compartment.
So I think Ed has.
I'm not driving this year. If I'm driving, I can do it.
Yep.
That girl, 122. Where in the northeast of England is Louise from? She was born in Cumbria.
I was born in Newcastle. Well, technically Gateshead, but there is literally a river's difference. You could walk from Newcastle to the hospital I was born in. And I don't have very much of an accent anymore. I'm actually Geordie. I have discovered when I'm over here in the States, I have to dilute the accent a little bit because as people who live with me have understood that Geordie is barely English. And I will admit that coming from where I come from, our accent is mumbles and so I take a lot of joy in confusing everyone who I live with in the matter.
Gotten down shop.
I have heard her in full Geordie.
Yeah. Now, what people...
I needed a translator from English to
not,
English.
I'm not drunk enough yet, but there is the term of me going full Geordie, which is when I get so drunk I forget to hide the accent.
Give it time.
Sorry?
Give it time.
Yep. I've still got, Geordies naturally come with an alcohol resistance, so I'm a few drinks in and I'm still good. That is normal for Geordies.
Well, we're going to abandon you for
Yeah.
a bit, if you'd be so kind.
I
If you don't
can
mind.
squeeze past you.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye. And in about 5 minutes, we're going to have some other guests that I didn't announce earlier.
Yes,
You're gonna
he
see
did
them.
not announce them earlier.
They're friends of his. What? I can't see what anyone says, so.
That girl 122 said, so you sound like Jodie Whittaker.
I'll take that. That's good. I like that.
Is she from the north?
Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker's from Sheffield.
Okay.
Sheffield is about 100 miles. No, about 75 miles south of where I'm from.
So your London has counterbalanced the
Yeah.
meeting in the middle.
I've lived in London for 4 years, and I know how
She-
to tone down.
She says it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, even Jodie Whittaker brings over her accent this evening.
So,
Well, they all do.
so I'm going to ask something else. What are all of you drinking? You're in a nerd pub, so what are you drinking? You're drinking
I'm drinking diet because
because you're driving.
I'm driving and I'm actually hitting the gym at midnight.
Oh, yes.
I am not driving. I'm drinking a.
Driving is crazy.
I'm drinking. I think it's Jim Beam and Coke, some bourbon with Coke.
Rubbing alcohol with a splash of cola.
Yeah.
What is Eddie drinking?
Eddie and Louise are both drinking a Yards Brawler, which
It's supposed to be about dead stuff, not beer.
what
It's supposed to be about dead stuff, not beer.
beer is dirty.
We're
You
at
can
a
be a
nerd
beer
pub,
nerd.
I did.
so we're at a nerd pub. So I thought I'd bring the pub back into it.
Well, I tried the Yards Brawler for the first time. How do you like it, Eddie? By the way,
Sorry.
how do you like the Brawler?
It tastes like an ale.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
In 2 minutes.
I chose the Brawler because the label features two people fighting bare knuckle pugilism style, which is a thing that I've been into lately. So
Because he's a fancy lad.
I am a fancy lad. Thank you very much.
I stole his snack cakes. Come on, some of you get it right.
Yes,
got it.
I
yes.
stole his snack cake.
Fancy that set cake.
Yes.
I got it. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, I've no in the Bartitsu material
You
that
can
I've
start
been.
teaching Crumpet some of that fisticuffs.
Oh, poor Crumpet. He can't see. Anyway, yes, I've been doing Bartitsu under the tutelage of the esteemed Mark Dumley, and part of it has been classical pugilism, which involves fighting like that weird back-rated kind of gangs. You know, the fist fighting gangs of New York. It's very,
Oh, yes.
very good. But that's why I tried out the Yards Brawler Ale, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So you're having
I'm giving them in 1 minute. We're gonna have them.
so two new guests.
Yes, we have 2 new guests.
All right. Well,
They're gonna introduce. I like people to introduce themselves. That way, there's never that mispronunciation of names thing.
Yes.
We're having to worry about remembering people's names.
Well, then I will vacate my
We have
seat.
1.5
Yeah, what's your name? Get
guests.
the hell out of here.
We evidently have 1.5 guests because the other guest is going to stay off camera because I have no idea why. But okay.
It's fine.
Social anxiety.
So wait,
We
we're,
don't have enough space.
It's anti-social anxiety. That's what it is.
you don't feel like
Move over, we upgrade that
you're too
camera.
socially anxious to come out to the pub. Watch people at a pub.
Yes.
Hey, this is kind of like our own Twitch gaming stream, except we're playing the social game.
Yeah.
Nerd Pub. If you had a date, you wouldn't be watching this now, would you?
Oh, if you had a date, you wouldn't be filming it.
I know. Or being in it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's not, I'm not going to hell.
What is going?
Live long and prosper.
I don't know.
Or better yet, no.
No.
And they're doing the Batusi in the background.
Speaking of Batusi, that freaking scooter you have still needs to be done as an Adam West style bat vehicle. And Thomas or Eddie needs to dress as the 1960 era Batman.
Oh,
Riding
God,
that
I
scooter.
would pay actual literal money to see Thomas dressed as Adam West Batman.
Yes. I volunteer as a tribute.
Oh, God.
And he could be Robin.
Eddie can be Robin.
I'll do the
No,
Cesar
no.
Romero Joker, where he didn't
Thomas
actually
can be
shave his
Robin.
mustache.
Better yet, Eddie be Batman and
I'll be
Thomas be Robin.
Amy could be Catwoman, I'll be a black guy.
Holy scooter, Batman!
I think it should be Robin, but like almost Bizarro Robin, where it's spelled R-A-B-E-N.
Robin. Robin.
The big-
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm fat enough to do the King Tut episode.
Killing me.
I think we killed Thomas. God. All right, who's our new guest?
Come on down. You're the next contestant.
Oh, look, Amy's watching.
Come on down to the
Yeah.
nerd is right.
Yeah, third is wrong. More like it. We're supposed to
Here.
You're going to be in it?
Yay!
Yay!
Your Nick Snyder marks about things.
Keep in mind you're not wearing
I
a
guess we're
sporran.
keeping with the continuity of the kilts, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wearing a sporran, so
It's fine.
work
The
on
kilt
that.
is plenty long there.
Children, there are children present, namely me.
Always you.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I
Similarly
need an
happens.
adult. Oh, God. Anyway, all right, so introductions.
I'm as Cordelia. The reason I'm here because I'm not actually like important in any way. I sit on the board for the COGS Foundation, which is the community organized gathering of steampunks, and we hold a convention in May called the COGS Expo. You have to introduce yourself. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I have social
Mark.
anxiety, man.
Yeah, I am social anxiety man. I am the IT guy for COGS Expo, so I maintain the web presence with the exception of social media, because fuck social media.
You're the it guy.
I'm the good guy.
Yes.
This is what you want to look like.
No, it's not.
And it is not COG's position to fuck social media. Just throwing that out
No,
there.
no, that's my personal opinion.
That's his opinion.
No, that is
we
my
have
personal
social media
opinion.
people.
We have a
They are
fantastic
wonderful.
social media presence.
Yep, they are. Our social media people are wonderful. They do a great job.
That's just my personal opinion, but we have people on that and they do a great job.
This is why we don't let him out much.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Tell us about your event. When is it? Where is it? All that stuff.
Well,
Plug it.
so we are a nonprofit, and we are running our event as a nonprofit. We have a board of 3 people. I sit on the board with 2 amazing guys, Matt Black and Andrew Terranova. Actually, Andrew just signed on for us, and we got all of our incorporation paperwork just filed 2 weeks ago at our mini gaming con. We have a subdivision of our nonprofit called Cogs Gaming, and we do gaming cons.
Quarterly-ish.
We do gaming. We do a gaming con quarterly, where for a weekend we take over a gaming shop and we game day and night and do all kinds of fun stuff. The last one we just had a high tea, which was amazing and a huge success. We run an event in May called the Cogs Expo. That is our big annual event. We try to do smaller meetups, but our big event is the May Cogs Expo. It's May 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's May 17th, 18th, and 19th in Parsippany, New Jersey. It's being held at the Sheraton Parsippany, which is a castle, and it's really beautiful. It's an amazing venue. We're extremely lucky to be there.
We really are. It is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. I cannot wait to see all of our awesome vendors and stuff get in there and have a really good time.
Venue's not everything, but if you can get a good venue, it changes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you having a wedding there too? That Sunday?
Yes, and we are the proud hosts of a wedding for someone in the community. Should I use her con name?
Yes.
She goes by Ivy Rose Vixen. Many of you know her. Some of you know her as the massage chick. She gives massages at all the different conventions for those, aching backs and tired feet, and she is absolutely amazing. She helped us with COGS Year 1, which we did last year as our head of security, and she's coming back this year to have her wedding with us. We are very, very thrilled about this. So that's kind of a cool thing. I hear you're not a con until somebody has a wedding there, so we get that official thing this year.
Do I forget to the dates?
Yeah,
it's in May.
May 17th, 18th, and 19th at the Sheraton Parsippany. It's going to be amazing. We've got 3 stages. We've got all kinds of outdoor things going on. We've got an aerialist coming. We've got a hookah lounge coming and setting up. And as always, the hookah lounge is free. So that's just something to come and hang out and have a good time. We've got a LARP coming. So there will be LARPing at the event. We are setting up to do so many amazing things. COGS Gaming will be running their own full track of gaming, and they have their own gaming space. We'll have almost 2,000 square feet dedicated just to gaming, so that can still be a huge part of the event. We will be having a massage room. We're doing a safe space. On our team, we're working with the wonderful Sky Kayo, and they are helping us to implement something they created called the IDEA Initiative. And basically what that is just that events should be accessible to everyone. They shouldn't have to be made accessible. They should just be accessible. So we're doing work with translators for the deaf. We are making sure that we have non-gendered bathrooms. We are having a safe space or a quiet space, depending on how you want to say it, for people who have sensory issues. We are doing so many things. And we're going to have Thomas. Thomas is coming, and he's bringing the steampunk car, and he's going to let people stand near it and look at it and say it's pretty.
Jason's coming.
Jason is also coming. He is going to actually be the photographer for the wedding, and
there might be a party or two.
There might be a party or two to do Jason things.
Yeah, I will help with people's anxiety and such things by providing them libations to loosen up and have a good time.
So much fun. You'll spit blood for a week.
And Thomas, one thing we were talking about, and we're still discussing this, we might actually do an improvised nerd pub at the convention we were talking about.
Totally should.
We very much look forward to having Nerd Pub at the event. And there will be lots of great drinks. We're doing 4 different liquor tastings, and in addition to that, we're working with the hotel to craft custom cocktails to go with our theme. Our theme is Victorian monsters and science fiction legends, and basically what that's allowing us to do is we're rolling with a Cthulhu theme. So this is Cogs Tulu, And
You're welcome.
yeah, that was his idea. Yeah, this is Cogs Tulu.
Clutching my head like a stunned monkey here.
Yes.
Well, essentially, that's what you are.
It's exactly. But yeah, so we're doing that, and along with that, we're going to have a Victorian monster themed dinner, and we have a mad science themed dinner, and we're doing 2 teas. We're going to be doing a Through the Looking Glass Alice in Wonderland tea, hosted by the incredible Favroches, Brian and Sheila Favroche, who will be hosting it as the Red Queen and the White Knight. They're doing cosplay. That's going to blend with that. And then we're doing an educational tea, a Midsummer's Day steampunk tea with a Shakespearean kind of fae theme. And that's going to be an educational tea held by Alita Pardalis and our amazing, wonderful tea czar, Jeremiah Cornspan, who is providing the tea for the entire event by himself.
Also provided all the tea for the mini gaming con.
Yes,
and
yep.
custom blends.
And did custom
handbags,
blends
they were
and
all
named it so
fantastic.
it went with the theme of the tea. So,
And I'll be roaming around with my camera.
and Jason will be roaming around with his camera. We would have it no other way.
Alita's a well-known cosplayer, costume maker. She's actually worked at my shop. I've known her for a decade or 2 or more.
Incredible,
No,
amazing,
a long time.
wonderful
I'd
person.
avoid the time references, Thomas. We know you're ancient.
But along with that, we also get the amazing honor of saying that for the 2nd year in a row, we are having our Master Makers panel, which is going to be, I believe it is the biggest Master Makers panel on the East Coast. We have an incredible group of makers coming. Thomas is going to be on there. We have Tobias McCurry, who's going to be on there. We have Alita Pardalis is going to be on there.
James
Mickey
Better.
Flint. Mickey Flint is going to be on there. Wheeler Stone, the of Doc Stone Studios and the mastermind behind Key City Steampunk Festival, is also going to be on the board, along with Brian Fadrock. And I just got confirmation tonight that we will also be hosting James Nevery.
Oh, good.
Yep. So we'll have the whole crew.
So you find people that are first to know.
Yep.
Hasn't been announced yet.
So see, you tune into Thomas's show and you get to learn things.
You get news. It's good.
But yes, so we'll be having our amazing Master Makers panel again this year. And in addition to that, we've got some fantastic bands coming. We are flying Victor and the Bully in
Nice.
as our
Yes.
headlining act. We're extremely happy to have them back. They always bring fantastic energy. We love them. They are amazing. Whether or not the giant inflatable dinosaurs are showing up is still yet to be seen. But their act this year was absolutely incredible. We couldn't be more happy to have them back. We are also very lucky where we are bringing in for the first time Human Wine with Holly Brewer. So
Very much looking forward to that.
yep.
awesome.
Some incredible people. We're still talking to some more. Performers. Sorry. Oh, okay.
If you want to finish up.
Okay, cool. We're still talking to some more performers, so there's going to be more performers there. But just go to our amazing, incredible, awesome website and check out all the names that are up there. We've got incredible vendors. Lots and lots and lots of vendors are coming. A lot of people's favorites, some vendors who are new or have not vended in, I've got at least a few vendors that haven't vended in the last 5 to 10 years that are coming back into vending just for the COGS event because they're really excited about what we're doing for the community. So yes, there's a lot going on. Check out the website. There's a lot of info up there. One last thing that's kind of big news. I don't think we've put it up on social media yet, but we have finalized the brass donor event. And that is, there's different tiers to buy in at. The base donor gets you into the event, into every concert. You can see everything that's going on. There's no upcharge for concerts. There's no upcharge for any extra content. That's just, we want to make sure everybody who comes can get into all the things. The only extra is really just if you're going to pay to get into dinner and really you're just paying to eat. We're not, we're charging what the hotel is charging us. So there are donor tiers though. If you want to for people who want to contribute a little extra to the event, and it ranges from getting you into a dinner or a tea to getting you into a dinner and a tea. They come with bags of swag. But our top tier is called the brass level tier, and what that is that gets you into a dinner, a tea, a bag of swag, and it also gets you into a special brass donor event, which we have yet to announce, and we have recently finalized what that's going to be, and that's going to be a special meet and greet on Friday night with Matthew and Harry of Victor and the Bully, Tobias McCurry, and Holly Brewer of Human Wine. It's going to, not Thomas, no. No, I'm giving him away as a prize for our Mad Science contest. We'll talk about that later. It's fine. So yeah,
That went well last time.
yeah, it'll be great. The brass donor event is also going to be catered by the amazing chocolate company KMC Chocolates, and I believe there might be Tobias is there, so there's going to be booze. So we'll be
And
putting out more
shenanigans.
information on that as time goes on.
No questions?
Okay. So, with 15 minutes, we got. Did you talk about membership versus tickets?
We are not doing tickets. It's all donor membership, and basically that's because it's for a number of reasons. But as we move further into the nonprofit incorporation, there may be something to do with that specifically, but really we wanted to go with the donor membership as opposed to just tickets because we'd like to keep in touch with everybody. So a membership, phrasing it as a membership is a little bit more along the lines of what we're doing. We're doing a community thing. So this way your name goes onto a mailing list. Unfortunately, the person who was supposed to be doing the mailing lists isn't with us anymore, so we haven't had a chance to send out the mailers yet. But basically, the idea is that membership, being a donor member, gets you a membership that will hopefully equal some other benefits in the future. So as we do more meetups in the future, something along the lines of donor members would get in for no cost or less cost or just different things like that. So we want it to be more than just tickets.
Foster more of a sense of community as opposed to this is an event I pay somebody who's making a profit. This is something I'm contributing to as an organization, as a member of the community.
Exactly. We wanted to get away from the idea of we're just a business because we're not. So.
Okay, so this one's going to take a minute for you guys to answer because it's a really, really good question. I was once told that steampunk is not cosplay and it doesn't belong in the cosplay community. What are your thoughts on that?
Biteth me.
That sounds like some gatekeeping nonsense is what that sounds like.
Steampunk Iron Man.
Yeah, my steampunk Iron Man that won the cosplay competition for Marvel. Yeah, let me check. It was good enough for Robert Downey Jr. Okay, he liked it, and Chris Hemsworth thought it was pretty cool cosplay, and it was steampunk as beep. I can't even beep at the moment. Sorry, I get a little weird about this because it's a lot of super gatekeeping, yes. And people do it. My minor's in anthropology, so I'm about to insult everyone. People do it to make themselves feel superior. If you can go, well, that's pretty cool, but it's not part of what we're doing. What it usually is that threatens me. Well, how can I insulate myself from it? Oh, now I feel better. Yeah, too bad. Don't like it?
In reality, too,
Get a helmet.
we're not. People in the steampunk community are not doing Victorian reenactment. They're doing
Not as
Victorian sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like Jules Verne, Wild Wild West. Because yes, the Wild Wild West took place during the Victorian era, which most people don't realize. Another fun fact is the most common headwear was not a Stetson; it was a bowler in the Wild West.
Yeah.
Next time you see a picture of Billy the Kid, you should have a bowler.
Other question.
No.
Okay.
I expected that to be taken.
Well, we could go on and on
It's
about
in
that
a
one.
community organized gathering. I feel like it's more important than anything else here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not
Oh yeah.
going to tell anybody no. Come, have a good time. Dress up, don't dress up.
Actually, I can't even
Cosplay,
tell
don't
you.
cosplay.
I can't even tell you how many people have reached out to me since we started doing this and said, hey, this wasn't allowed at another event. I was told this wasn't good enough. I was told I couldn't do this. Do you mind if I come to your event with this? And my answer, 99% of the time, is yes. Please come to the event, do your thing. Last year we had the Parade of Dandies. Dandies had been pushed out of the scene, I guess like 5 or so years ago, being told that they just weren't welcome. And so when Phil Powell, who's an amazing, beautiful human being, came to us and was like, would you mind if I tried to organize something? We're like, yes, please come do it. And very excited that it looks like Phil and the Dandies will be back with us again this year. Makes us super happy.
Also to the point with cosplay, one of your guests, Fatarash and his family, not just Sheila, but all of them, their cosplay group has done some of the most amazing steampunk sci-fi fantasy that I've ever seen. I remember at an event that shall not be named from a while ago, they did the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse steampunk. When we did,
That was great.
I have pictures, of course. And then what was it? What's the event we used to be local that ended? The Strasbourg Railroad. Brian had this one. He was a steampunk angel.
I think I've seen photos of that one kicking around online.
Yeah, and Sheila, I believe, did steampunk. No, that was Sammy. Sammy did steampunk death.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so when people say cosplay doesn't belong in steampunk, I look at these incredible makers that have just absolutely blown it away.
Well, I'm going to give this one more minute, and I have something else I wanted to bring up about a review of an event. So, is there another question?
No, but I wanted to add something to cosplay and steampunk. Being that I spent most of my steampunk life in the Midwest, a lot of groups out there will do cosplays that they steampunk up.
Right.
And that's a huge thing out there, especially at Tesla.
Oh yeah.
I know groups that have done The Wizard of Oz, they've done Batman.
There's some amazing steampunk Batmans out there. Some of those are really, really
A bunch of
well
Laura
done.
Croft.
They would do giant group cosplays, so they have like several different characters.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye to you people for now. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing up.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure. So I'm going to talk about something a little weird,
I'm bringing Taylor back over.
and it has to do with conventions. Some conventions have disappeared for various reasons. Sometimes because the people running them did some really crappy stuff. So these conventions go away, and even though it's a good idea, when people do some of this stuff, it's got to go. There's no defense. But it sucks because the event goes with it. And it's great when an event replaces it. Other events come in. I was recently invited to go to something called Anachrocon. There was a gentleman who used to run Anachrocon. I'm not going to go into the name of it because coming out legally about that is a problem. You can do that. I can't. I'm a public person. There's actually laws about this. So the guy who was running it, he had a lot of accusations against him. And Anachrocon was going down. And that event nearly died. And every time we tried to bring it back, the gentleman was still involved, and everyone got really salty. So I stopped going. It was one point my, quote, hometown event in Atlanta. And they said, look, could you come to this event? And I was like, you've got to be shitting me. I was really like, no, I'm not going to do that. So they went, look, he is no longer involved. I said, all right, let's see. Who is involved? Who's this? Who's that? So they did a lot of convincing. They did not pay me to go to the event. Okay, they covered my expenses. By the way, that sounds great to you. It cost me $1,000 to walk out the door for a weekend because it's $500 a day that my shop is not open, at least. Now that sounds like a big deal, but I have to make the money to keep the shop going. So it's not as big a deal as you think. But it cost me money to go to an event. So when they just cover my expenses, I'm still losing a lot of money. So I went to their event, and what I'm going to tell you is I interviewed everyone involved, and they were like, no, not it. The good things. Nobody defended this man's actions. Nobody said, no, you got to understand. Because no, I don't. I don't have to understand shit. I can just not like an event if I don't want to. But also, if you do shitty things, I will land on you like an asteroid on Dino ass. I mean, I have no problem with this. And you know what? We've all done shitty things in our lives. Some of us grow up. Fandom used to be a certain way. It used to be very touchy-feely. It's changed. Some of us got better and grew with it. And now we don't do that anymore. And some people couldn't let go. Literally, they wouldn't stop groping. They couldn't let go. So I went there and I checked for a couple things. Was this person there? No. The people running it are his two children, are involved in it. But they are now estranged from him, living in another state, and will not talk to him. Anachrocon felt very safe. They were so worried about it feeling safe that they kind of, I don't say they overcompensate, but they compensated well. So Anachrocon made a big decision to do this. And I interviewed the people running it in private. So they didn't have to worry about the people around them. So they could talk to me and tell me if it was, well, really telling us this and that. So I took a risk. And I went to this event. Because when you associate yourself with these things, you take a risk. And I'd like to say that as far as I know, Anachrocon is now a pleasant and safe event. If that changes, you will know the second I know. But I will probably attend it next year. They still got to work on their programming. I'm sorry, that part was a little bit like, they forgot to put me on any panels.
How dare they?
No, James and I were invited as guests, and we're looking at this going, where to? So we made up panels. We started doing panels at our table. We made stuff up. We lied. We were like, oh yeah, Victorian era? King George the First. This is the first Victorian. No, I never said anything like that, actually. 1837 to 1901, by the way. But I wanted to get that out there because I think it needs to be done. I'm glad an event was saved instead of just perishing. I mean, and when events evolve and change, that's fine. And a lot of this is just stuff that needs to happen. It does. The fandom has changed. If you can't get used to the fact that you can no longer be groping people, you need to go to another event. You need to go to an event with just each other. Because I don't want to be there. Does that make sense? Well, anyway, so I wanted to bring that up because I said I would, and I'm being terribly honest.
And he's not even been drinking.
I've not even been drinking.
He's been drinking water.
If I was drinking, my throat wouldn't hurt like this. Gargling with razor blades and thumbtacks. That's the problem.
I have been drinking.
And gargling with razor blades and thumbtacks.
Yes.
Yes. How do you think my voice got, Steve?
That's why he's squirting in mud.
Chain smoking for the past 20 years.
Lot lizard.
Those are rumors and allegations.
Okay. What else?
Something lighthearted.
Well, one of the things is, and what we can do, I want to throw out a couple ideas, and please leave a message in the comment. One of the things I'd like to bring to Nerd Pub is an Audible review. I listen to Audible a lot because, honestly, with our busy lives, we always have time to read. One of the things that I've been getting into the last couple of years has been superhero fiction. It's been an evolution with what you see with the movies, but there are some incredible authors out there that are putting out some excellent literature. So the next time Nerd Pub, I'd like to do a little bit, possibly, if you guys want, to do a bit of Audible reviews for whatever current books that I'm listening to or recommend.
Yeah.
Could you hand me? Yes.
Also, eventually, Jay and I have been talking about.
Oh yes, these bastards wear kilts.
These bastards wear kilts. We're gonna
Those
do.
bastards wear kilts.
Yes.
I have pictures.
Possibly doing like musical numbers.
Yes.
Irish folk inspired kind of.
Well, one of the ideas I have is to do a sequel to Matty Groves.
Okay.
The Aftermath. And of course, I'm going to leave the other one we were talking about as a surprise until we actually get it written in song.
Yeah. But that would be something fun. We could even do that as an intro to Nerd Pub kind of a.
I'm kind of working on a theme song for us.
Oh yay! That sounds like lots of fun. but that's something that we are talking about and is up in the air, kind of.
We only have one more simulcast episode, which is next episode, which I'm trying to do in the middle of March, roughly middle of March. The simulcast ones where we do them on Facebook Live and on YouTube. We want to make it more of a YouTube thing that may be shared over to Facebook. So one more of them will be done in this format.
Hopefully, he won't be dying next
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
I ate an entire cat. It was still alive. It tried to get out.
And we want to look to expand Nerd Pub into non-live cast type events.
Oh my god!
Oh God!
Red wire, cut the red wire. I'm colorblind, damn you! Oh, shit.
I
That
think
was
that,
your warning me.
That was a warning.
I think that means we should probably wrap this up.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger.
So yeah,
He's been Thomas.
I've been Thomas.
He's been Jay.
I thought I was Taylor.
I'm Taylor.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Have fun. Don't drink
Cheers.
too much. Done.